I think there are two things behind this. First of all, we heard from the Trump administration itself, there are bodies that Hamas cannot actually physically get to right now. I believe that in some of the cases that is true because they are under massive amounts of rubble. Some of them are underground, and the heavy equipment is just not there for Hamas to get to those bodies. And in those cases, there is, as part of this agreement, this ceasefire agreement, there is a clause that enables search teams to go, international search teams with Israeli involvement and direction, to go to these sites where they are suspected, where the bodies are suspected of being, and to start digging with the appropriate equipment. And I think we're going to see that happening on the ground. Now, the second thing is I think that Hamas is also, in some of these cases, playing games. And I think what it's trying to do is extract further concessions, further guarantees, trying to basically, Hamas's game plan right now is to extend this ceasefire for as long as possible. They want the IDF out of the rest of Gaza. They want to start rebuilding their terror army, their regime. They have a whole list of demands. And I think that withholding some of the bodies, not the ones that they really can't get to, but the ones that they can, I think that is being used by them as leverage based on their understanding. They understand, Hamas, that Trump doesn't want to see a resumption of the fighting immediately, despite, the threats. And Israel is working closely with Trump. So their reading of the situation is that they can afford to try and do some brinkmanship here. And the stakes are obviously much lower. But let's remember that there are families waiting for these bodies, waiting for closure, waiting to bury their loved ones. It's impossible to put ourselves in their shoes, but it's critically important that they get their closure too. It's their right. So I think that Hamas is being basically, these two factors are behind Hamas's posture right now.